From the labyrinth of loops to the variable valley, we'll see the cliffs of value first. JavaScript's right up your alley. Built-ins, bluff, file spas, array, archipelago. Declarations in a desert where you'll find out how far you'll go. Learn to program, take a ride, buy a ticket, step inside. All aboard, you're at the station to increase your education. Bon voyage and skinny dip! As long as functions you don't skip on this, the JavaScript road trip.
All right, road trippers, we are coming down the home stretch, and now you are masters of the declared function, and you can build your own basic functionality. Pretty cool, huh? And now we're going to move to exploring how we can put a list of data inside of one convenient variable. Welcome to level 5, the array archipelago. So we're back on our train, and what if we wanted a passenger list for our train car? How would we structure a list of passengers inside our new train system? Well, taking a look inside of our trains.js file, we could make a function, and we could call it makeList. And you can see that it has an empty set of parameters, and inside the function, we could make a whole bunch of variables, one for passenger 1, one for passenger 2, one for passenger 3, and so on and so on. But what if we have 60 passengers? And then what if they changed? This would kind of suck just a little bit, right? So we need to find a way through one variable to access an entire list of people that are passengers on our train. For that, we have a very special data structure called an array. An array is a data structure that we can reference with a variable name, and it has automatically indexed positions. Let's take a look at a 6-cell array of passengers. Here you can see a bunch of people that are passengers on our new 6-cell train. Just like strings, arrays have indices that are zero-based. So if we referenced cell 0 here, we would get Greg Pollock, who's in the very first cell of the array. And in cell 4, despite his excellent mustachioed figure, we have John Friskis. Even though we currently have a picture array, we could also have an array of strings that has their names. We can build a string array very easily, and we can have easy access to its contents using indices. So if we wanted to build this 6-cell string array, we could make a variable called passengers, and then using a set of square brackets, build an entire list of the strings that we would like inside of our array. When the array is built internally, it will automatically place each of the strings in order into each of the array's indices in order. If we wanted to access any particular index's value, we would use the notation, for example here, passengers 5. And that says to return the value at index 5. If we did that here, we would get Ashley Smith, which is obviously in the very last cell of our array. Another cool thing about arrays is that we can reference and change the contents of specific cells using the same indices that we use to just get the contents out. If we wanted to change the value contained at any particular index, we would use the same style of notation to reference which cell we want to deal with. Here, if we wanted to place Eric Allam's name into the second cell, we would say passengers 2 and set that equal to Eric Allam as a string. Again, this particular syntax says go over to the index 2 and change the value that's there to whatever comes after the equals assignment sign. Just like strings, we could access the length of arrays if we type the variable's name and the .length property. Having done that, we see that this returns a value of 6 because there are 6 cells. Arrays come with a whole bunch of methods that you can use to manipulate the contents of the array as well as manipulate the length of the array. Here, we'll look at the pop method. Not only does pop delete the last position in the array, in this case it would be Ashley Smith in the 5th cell, but it will return the string as a value. After we call the pop method, we can see here that our array now has one less cell. Well, if we've taken a piece off the back of an array, we should also be able to put a piece back on. We can do that with the push method. So if we start here with our previously shortened array and we call the push method on our array passengers, using the string Adam Rinsel, we see that Adam gets added to the very last cell in the array, and the length is automatically increased. An interesting thing about arrays is that they can hold anything: strings, values, variables, even other arrays, or combinations of them all. So here in our first array, combo 1, we've got one fish, two fish, and that is a string, another string, then a number, and then a final string. Arrays can also accept variables when they're being built. If we established a variable called poisson and set it equal to the string fish, we could then use poisson inside of this second combo array, where we use red, poisson, blue, and another poisson. And then when the array actually gets built, poisson gets replaced with its evaluation, which is fish. So are you ready for a mind meld? Well, arrays can hold other arrays as well. Check out this array of arrays. This array of arrays includes both combo 1 and combo 2. When the array actually is built, the contents of combo 1 and combo 2 get placed inside array of arrays. The entire contents of combo 1 go in the first cell of array of arrays, and the entire contents of combo 2 go in the second cell. You can see that when we use console log to print out the array of arrays to the console, we can see that it returns an array that contains two arrays, each of different length. Notice also that the names of combo 1 and combo 2 have disappeared inside array of arrays. So now we can use the variable array of arrays to access an entire array that it holds. You can see that if we use the console.log method on array of arrays 1, it will move over to the second cell of the array and retrieve the entire array present there. Then we get red fish, blue fish as a result. Sometimes this type of array is called a two-dimensional array. That's because we have the cell of the largest array, array of arrays, and then we have the cells of the internal arrays as well. We can select individual components of the internal arrays here. You can see that if we use two brackets and we tried to console log out array of arrays 1 and then 2 in the second bracket, what happens is we look in the second cell of array of arrays and then in the third cell of that array we find there, which gives us blue. Similarly, if we used the log method on array of arrays 0, 1, we go to the first cell of array of arrays and then the second cell of the internal array and we get fish.